Seb, mate, nice to see you come to your senses, mate, and and sign on. I'm not sure you're as good as your dad, if I'm honest. In fact, I'm pretty confident that you're not, but anyway, welcome to AVR. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain, and welcome back to Aussie Villain Racing. Today, after scoring our first points in the first race of the season in Bahrain, we have Saudi Arabia, a track I don't think is going to suit the car as well, because we still lack top speed a little bit. But we'll see how we get on. And what we have done as well is we did get Seb Montoya to join us, which is good. He's got a lot of potential. So we'll work on reactions, among other things. I think, and overtaking, but he does have a very high development rate, so that's a positive. Obviously, that's a positive. He may well be the highest rated of the guys that we have. So we'll see. We ended up getting him for $500,000, and I think the sign on was 150 grand. So we got him for less money than what I was offering him last episode. So that's all. The off-season episode, wasn't it? So that's all good. He has he's got 6 points in F3 so far, so we'll keep track of him. Of course, Arvid Lindblad and Christian Mansell all in F3 this year. One or two of those guys going up to F2 next year would be absolutely perfect. Are they going to be around to take over from Van Dorn when he's got 2 years left? I think this is probably his last year with us. We'll wait and see how this season develops, how he's getting on, but I think it's probably his last year, because Doohan this season should overtake him in terms of overall rating anyway. So that's where we're at on that front. Now, the other thing that has happened is the new development period has started. So the other three parts of the car that we haven't taken the weight out of yet, we're doing that. So front wing, side pod, suspension, you can see they're still about a month away plus manufacturing time, so we won't see them for a little while yet. But they're on their way, so that's good news. So we are, of course, at Saudi Arabia today, and let's have a look at what we're expecting here. No rain in the desert, shock horror. So we've got red sector 1, blue sector 2, yellow sector 3 when it comes to qualifying. We can see there, it's a lot of fast stuff. So I think even some of those green sections that it says are, well, they're not corners, are they? They're actually straights. I think they should probably be purple. They're straights in effect, as Formula 1 car doesn't. I mean, I think a road car could take some of those flat, to be honest. Car attributes, so we can see here, top speed is important. We don't have it. We are okay medium speed corners. We also don't have DRS effectiveness as a strong point. So like I say, I'm not sure points are on the offer here, but we'll see how we go. 20-second pit stop time loss. And it does make it tempting, not being a huge time loss in the pits, to make the extra stop. If it avoids a hard tyre, you definitely want to do it. But soft medium looks like it is doable, in which case it is a bit of a slam dunk one stop unless you get a safety car. Norris won here last year, so we'll see if that's going to repeat itself. And what are our race targets? Let's have a look here. 18th for Van Dorn. I think that's probably about right. Top 18 here. You can see the car performance on the grid is not great. So, yeah, points, maybe not on the cards here. So, confirmation, there is no rain. I will go and do free practice, and I will see you for qualifying. Alright, so we've done free practice, and it was okay. It was okay. Stoffel was P7 in the first session, and if we go down, Doohan there in 13th. A lot of random drivers in this one. I simmed it, so I think that encourages the affiliate drivers to come in. FP2 I was in control of, and we were 12th and 15th down here, as we can see everybody else. And then FP3 10th for Stoffel, and then if we go down, Jack Doohan was down there in 16th. Not quite sure why he was lacking pace, but he's got his setup nailed, so you can see there 100%. So that's pretty good. I think Q1 will be okay, but let's go and make sure of that. And indeed it was. Now, I wouldn't get too excited about where we sit here. There was a red flag, so we did our lap, red flag came out. Now, what seems to happen after red flag is that the track loses all its rubber that is built up. So everybody that ran after us, and it was everybody except Alonso that didn't have a time, sort of just the three of us had a time when the red flag came out. I think they're at a big disadvantage. So it was Guan Yu Zhou that caused the red flag. So both Haasers, both Saubers, both Alpines are out. Yeah, Q3 should be doable here, but it'll be close. Okay, so we are on board with Stoffel. Now, both cars did a lap on old tyres. We're currently 9th and 10th. So we should go faster now we're on new tyres. That's not a guarantee, of course. And we do have a little gap, a quarter of a second or so to the cars that are currently outside. So I'm cautiously optimistic we're going to be okay here. It'd be nice if we could get ahead of one or both of the Mercedes just to be that extra bit safe. We can see both cars now have done a green first sector. They've both got clear track as well, which is important. Doohan's first lap, he was up behind both the Williams, but I don't think it affected him. I think he kind of caught them for this part of the lap where he would have just got a draft or a toe, and it would have worked out better for him. Stoffel not gone faster in the middle sector. Hulkenberg has popped himself in between both our cars. Doohan needs to go faster here to keep himself alive. Van Dorn is in a little bit of trouble. Doohan goes ahead of Van Dorn. Now, can anybody bump Van Dorn out here? Stroll. Stroll could do it. Where's Lance? Coming around to the last corner. Is he going to bump Van Dorn out of qualifying here, or will we get both cars through to Q3? We get both cars through. Alright, we have done a run on used tyres. We are 9th and 10th, which is probably realistically where we're going to start. Doohan is, as I said, we're on board with Doohan. We're on board with Doohan for this one anyway. He is currently the faster car. We've got someone just going to come up here that might get in our way, or did they just come in the pits? Here we go, here it is, here there was a car. Yeah, we passed them on our outlap. I think it might even be Porsche, but I'm not 100% sure. We could probably just check if it's Porsche. Yes, it is. Is he going to slow up Van Dorn? Potentially. That's one car out of the way. Now, Doohan has not gone faster first sector, which is always frustrating on new tyres. Van Dorn is going faster, so let's stay with him. Doohan, it's looking as though it's going to be 9th. Ken Stoffel, he can get himself ahead of Porsche. It's 4/10 of a second. It's a bit of an ask, as Doohan doesn't go faster. What Stoffel got for us? He is... Oh, he's gone 7th. Nice one, Stoff. So in the end, it's 8th as Hamilton just sneaks past him. But that's not bad, is it? We're ahead of one of the Mercedes. And as they say, we can definitely race from 8th and 10th. Points could be on the cards here. Alright, so it's telling me to do a 2-stop with Stoffel and a 1-stop with Doohan. Now, if we're going to do a 2-stop, we'll do it with both cars, I think. Now, what was the pit stop time loss here? Time considerations, it's 20 seconds, so it's not huge. But the compound performance is 4/10 of a second a lap. It's not a hugely long race in terms of laps, is it? 50 laps. I don't think you're going to make up the difference. I really don't. But then you want to avoid the hard tyre as well, don't you? Because the soft, yeah. No, I think this is right, because you want to avoid the hard tyre. You don't want to be on it. And the soft medium is... That is doable, isn't it? And the thing is, you're probably likely to get a safety car or something at some point, which might change things up. And we could always push this a little bit more, come in for a soft tyre at the end, if that's the way it's looking like it's going to go. So I think I actually like that strategy with both cars. So, yeah, let's go and do that. There's a part of me with Doohan that wonders he's not as good at saving his tyres. If maybe he's the one to go and do the extra stop with. No, we'll do this and we'll see how things play out. Like I say, we can always come in and change things a bit later on. But I think that probably means we'll attack a little bit, but we're going to have to be very, very careful not to do too much damage to these tyres in the first lap or two. Alright, welcome back. Look at those AVR cars up the front. It's where we like to see things, isn't it? Both Red Bulls on the front row. Of course, a reminder, one of those is Fernando Alonso. Now, we don't want to defend because that just slows us up. And, I mean, if we can get... Oh, we've got ahead of Porsche off the line with Doohan, so nicely done. If we can... I mean, 8th and 9th, I would say, is probably a best-case scenario for us here. 9th and 10th, I think, would be fine. And we've just got to keep plugging away at the points. My rough plan for this season is to kind of go hard on developments, I suppose, until the what's it called, like the vote for the rule changes comes through, and we are able to start researching. And then I think we go very big on the research for next year, knowing that is going to, it's a big rule change. It essentially resets the field. As we're going to have a little look there, no. And then maybe if we have a car that is going to be competitive, we could potentially look at replacing Stoffel with someone that is sort of a genuine, 85 plus driver, to try and then take us to regular points, big points, podiums, and dare we dream of a win. So that's my rough plan for now. I've got to say, I mean, Stoffel is doing okay. I mean, both drivers are outperforming what the car was expected to do here, so that's good. The issue and the reason why I'm a little bit hesitant to go and spend the big money on getting a sort of more top driver in is the money that we would spend on either a signing bonus or just their salary or both, to be honest. We might be better off using that to develop the car or the factories, you know, or the HQ to get factories and design centers and those sorts of things a little bit better. So that's where my hesitation comes in. In going and getting a really top line driver. But you know, as I said, I'm not against doing it. It's just where is our money best spent for now, because we're still on a small budget, I would imagine, compared to a lot of the bigger teams that we're trying to compete with here. So let's see. We've got a medium tired Bottas. It would be very nice if we could go and get him put away. Looks like we haven't. I think we were behind at the DRS line as well, so that's an extra bonus. So Van Dorn is absolutely flying here, up to 6th. Hamilton's on a medium as well in front. So if we could go and get him, that would be a nice extra bonus. But let's see how things play out here. Dorn's still in the tail of the train as well. Van Dorn actually is just in danger of losing DRS here, isn't he? So that would be not ideal. Alright, so lap 7. We've got Dorn getting past Bottas, so that puts us 6th and 7th. And looking quite nice. Must be said, there is a gap in front of us. We weren't able to go with Hamilton. You can see it's out to 4.5 seconds. Hamilton is sort of in a bit of an island of his own in terms of sort of other cars being around him. But yeah, Dorn's making some nice moves now. Got himself to the front of the train. I don't think we're going to pull away, but if we could stay here, that wouldn't be a terrible thing. If we look at some tyre life, we're just in the process of staying off high curbs, just trying to get some of that back. One thing we are very good at, though, and we kind of saw it with the Dorn overtake, and Bottas has been overtaken by Van Dorn a couple of times, just sort of through the corners and on exit. Our car has definitely got an advantage on this track in those parts. I just think we're not quite good enough in, we're not able to pull a gap because we're not quick enough in a straight line. So it looks like Leclerc has got Bottas now as well. So it may well be, oh, he's going to do a double overtake. Well, that just shows our lack of speed, doesn't it? We need to go with these guys now. We need to make sure that we don't lose them. They may well be going to have a big push. And, yeah, we've just got to be aware of that. Certainly it looks like Leclerc is trying to clear off, doesn't it? He did save, I think he'd saved some tyre, hadn't he? So he's maybe able to do things that we're not quite able to do just yet. But we've just lost the DRS. Oh, come on, boys. Come on. Go with them. Don't panic. It's only a medium tyre. Did we just get back in there? Yeah, we did. Okay. Alright, it's just starting to fall to pieces a little bit for us because Van Dorn has lost the back of Bottas and Leclerc, who just went off at a pace that we couldn't match. And Dorn has now lost the back of Van Dorn for some reason. And that's allowing Stroll to come past. And we've also, I think our cars have just gone off the pace. Because the train behind us has just caught up as well. So I'm not sure what's happened in the last few laps, other than the fact that I told them to stop avoiding high curves. Maybe we're going faster if we are doing that. But yeah, our pace has just absolutely disappeared. Alright, well it is all going wrong for Dorn. Look at this. It's just, he's just got freight train back 3 places. This is enough to make me think we need to change the strategy, because he's going backwards at a rate of knots here. So we're not going to waste any time. We're going to bring him straight in. We'll go onto a medium tyre, because he'll still have an advantage, and then we'll go onto a soft tyre again at the end. Van Dorn, it looks like, has lost out to Stroll. Hopefully he can stay with him. Yeah, very, very weird that all of a sudden everybody is flying past us, and we just seem to have lost all pace. So, not 100% sure what's happened. But yeah, definitely coincided with me telling them, you don't have to worry about avoiding high curbs now, because we've kind of done enough to get to where we need to go in terms of getting the tyre life in. So, off on go, 2.6 is fine. We'll be able to really push, Dorn will be able to really push these tyres now to the end. And it is a track that you can overtake on. So it shouldn't it shouldn't be too bad from that point of view either, in terms of having to come through traffic. And it looks like it's pretty spread out anyway. So, yeah, it's not like he's going to get stuck in a DRS train as Stroll comes past. But anyway, we'll persist for now with Van Dorn. He is kind of... He wasn't going back at the same rate that Dorn was. So, yeah, less concerned about him. So, interestingly, we're not the only car that is attempting a two-stop here. It's, oh, well, Sonoda's just come past, so he's doing the same thing. He's on a soft tyre right now. So he might well be a little bit quicker than us. But yeah, these cars that are coming in now, a lot of them are coming in off of medium tyres, which suggests they'll go soft to the end. So... yeah, I mean, we've kind of taken the pain of doing this long stint. I don't know what we do with Van Dorn. Is it going to be worth bringing him in? If we look at lap time difference, Dorn's in the 35.5s to the 36.7s. Yeah, again, it's the thing is that it's not that many laps of a race. So even though it's a second a lap, is he going to make up 20 seconds for an extra stop at a second? Yeah, he probably will, won't he? 37 that lap. Maybe we bring him in. Maybe we bring him in and we do try the extra stop. Alright, so here comes Van Dorn now. He's going on to a medium and then we'll go on to a soft at the end. Hopefully maximize the advantage of that second set of softs. 2.3, so it's a nice stop. But look how far he's come out behind Dorn already. He is 4 seconds he's lost out to Dorn. And Dorn was, I mean, he wasn't a mile behind him, but he was definitely behind him. Sonoda on his soft tyres has taken off a little bit. If we can keep him close, he should come back to us as his tyres wear out quicker than ours. But we'll have to wait and see on that one. And we can push these tyres now soft because they're not going as far as they were initially going to. Alright, well, things are happening, as you would expect in a race. We looks like starting to stabilise the gap Dorn to Sonoda in terms of lap times. We've got Stoff coming at both of them. Very fast lap behind from Ocon. He's still 3 seconds back. But you'll notice that there has been... oh, red flag. Well, that changes everything. So Hulkenberg and Albon have stopped. Now, the fact we're on a medium tyre now is a bit of a problem. Oh, geez, that's a nasty one. That's a nasty one. Alright, so we are 9th and 10th. We could do soft to the end, couldn't we? Or is now the time to consolidate, go onto a hard? I wish there was a way from this screen to be able to actually go into your pit stop strategy and see... like, how easily is the soft going to get there? Do we go into a medium? So we're halfway through the race. A hard tyre would get us there. Is soft going to be, say, 21 seconds faster to make, so that we've gained a bit of time than a hard tyre? And I'm not sure. It probably is, isn't it? Because it's going to be faster to start with, but then if you come in and put on a new soft, it's going to be that much faster again than an old hard. Like, it'll be seconds a lap faster. So I think we do... well, ideally, what you want to do now is come in, put on a medium, and go to the end. But we can't do that because our medium tyre is already being used. So we'll go not new tyres. We'll save the new ones for the end. And, well, we'll get another standing start from 9th and 10th. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? Worked out well this for Sonoda. I wonder if we'd stopped a little bit sooner if it would have worked out any better for us. But anyway, here we go again. Let's see if this goes any better for us. I still think we just need points here, don't we? Really? We just need to try and get some points. We don't need to worry about saving fuel now because that number is looking very good. Hang on, just pause here. Let me go and deploy off the line. It's a bit late now, I suppose, isn't it? And competitor got a penalty. That's not going to affect us. So Dorn has got up to 8th. But Van Dorn has lost a position. Now, what tyres is everybody on? So there's a few of us, presumably. Now, is everybody going to stop? Is going to be that's an interesting question now, isn't it? Are these people trying to get a soft to the end? Or is everybody in the same boat of just go, stop, put on another soft and go? And that, well, I mean, that's definitely what we're going to be trying to do, isn't it? But Doohan, very, very nicely done off the line. And he's right behind Bottas as well. And looks like Van Dorn has made up one position. Tsunoda on a hard. We need to get past him because he could be a very big problem if he's going to sit there and hold us up. We need to get past. And have we done it there? Oh, that was a chance. We've got to keep deploying because we've got to get past him. We've got to get past him. Every corner that he is in front of us now is holding us up and costing us time, and Ocon gets back past. Come on, Van Dorn. That's a nice one back on Ocon. With DRS now, this should be candy from baby stuff. Surely. Surely, surely, surely. Round we go. We should have DRS up this straight as well. And I'm almost going to drain the battery here just to make sure that Tsunoda doesn't then go and get back past us. And it looks like we've managed to do that. Alright. Let's see where we can go now. Can we pull out the 20 seconds we need? Alright, so we've got a bit of a reverse situation from the first stint where Van Dorn is starting to go backwards a little bit. Doohan is being caught as well. So Van Dorn is coming in this lap, and we might bring Doohan in next lap and go and stick on these softs because they should be able excuse me. They should be able to get to the end from here anyway. And if you look at tyre life, we've definitely been pushing our tyres a lot harder. Everybody else is trying to get to the end. So that's either a good sign or a bad sign. 20 seconds right now. We're going to come out 19th. We are going to be quite a bit faster. But I'm not sure if we're going to be fast enough. So maybe we should have gone with the hards. But let's see. As Van Dorn comes in. Yeah, we could have maybe even left the mediums on, but the mediums were going to be very marginal if they got there. I think we just got a little bit caught out in terms of the tyres that we had to be able to complete the race with. So, yeah, we've got, what's that, 20-odd seconds back to the points. We'll see if we can do it. That engine is quite warm, isn't it? Yeah, we can push more or less to the end. If we push and tell them to avoid high curves, that should be absolutely fine. Doohan will be in this lap. And, yeah, we just want to try and get back to points if we can. But we're going to have to be, as I said, quite a bit quicker. Now, one thing we could use here is a very nice pit stop. And let's see if the AVR boys can do it for Jack. And we'll see. We'll get an idea here. If he comes out behind Van Dorn, then we know there's quite a big 2.4 is very nice. There is quite a big difference in the 5th fastest. So that should be some pit stop points. And we have come out... Yeah, we've come out a fair way in front, haven't we, of him there. So, do we deploy now, or do we wait towards the end, maybe? We've got to try not to rush up to the back of them, but we do need to get a move on here, don't we? We might save the battery for when we need to get overtakes done, I think. Alright, so we're doing a pretty good job of coming through here. Now we can see Doohan now, he was deploying for the end of that last lap, but a 1:32.6, 3 seconds a lap faster than sort of the RBs, which I think is where we're trying to get back to realistically. So that's good. Van Dorn is catching cars as well. We won't deploy completely. What I'm trying to do with Doohan is get him up to the back of the next group, because it's the Porsche. No, it's not. Sorry, it's the Tsunoda train. So we'll try and get him up there as quickly as possible. We might just deploy out of this corner and then go back to neutral. So we've got something. He's done a 31.9, which is very good. The fastest lap of the race is a 31 something. So he's flying. And with 10 laps to go, there is still enough time here to get some points. And we'll see what Stoffel can do as well. He's that little bit further back. And doesn't have the battery to play with. They've got the same sort of battery now, but obviously Doohan had that lap and a half he could deploy to get to the level that Van Dorn is at. So, yeah. Come on, Jack. At least Jack, I'd be disappointed if he didn't get back to 9th. I think he should be able to do that. Alright, so we've got the DRS of Ocon here on a soft tyre. You can see the difference of pace that we have on these newer tyres. So that should be fairly straightforward. Esteban's never the easiest bloke to overtake, is he? But he shouldn't have too much to fight with here if he doesn't stop weaving. There you go. And that now means we're onto the back of the train of cars. As long as he doesn't come back past us here. But we're onto the train of cars now that is points. So should again have better traction out of there. So Doohan is doing a great job, and Stoffel just needs to keep going. And he's 32. Yeah, so he's catching them quite quickly as well. We should get points here. We should definitely get points. Alright, so Doohan is now onto the back of George Russell in the Williams on hard tyres. This is looking as though, I mean, this should be candy from baby, surely. We have so much more pace than these four cars in front. This is the battle up to 9th. Porsche is another 6 seconds up the road. That might be asking a little bit too much of us, because we are running out of laps here as well. But we'll see. It's this is where it's going to get tricky. He's going to have to sort of pick cars off, isn't he? So it looks like he's got... Does he have Stroll? Maybe not. You can just see our lack of pace in a straight line, can't you? Alright, we might need to try deploying. And seeing if we can use that to get ahead and stay ahead. And if not, then we might need to sit here and harvest. Admit defeat that we're not going to catch Porsche, which we may not do anyway. And just kind of harvest up and then go. I think we might call that battle early on Van Dorn, who is not a mile away behind us here. So we're out of battery there. So we'll get a recharge into the first corner here, as that is a little tense and tight. And we're just struggling to get the overtakes done. We know Doohan, not the greatest overtaker in the world. Yeah. This could be tricky to try and get both cars back to the points if we can't get the overtakes done. Alright, so we're coming around with three laps to go, and it's very much now just go time. We're really pushing the tyres, because there's no point finishing 13th and 14th. There is a big part of me that's about to tell Doohan to let Stoffel past. If he can't get the overtakes done, then let's get somebody in front that can. And in fact, if we don't get an overtake done here, that's exactly what we're going to do. Sorry, mate, you're going to have to back off and let him pass. Jack. Well, now this car in front's looking a bit vulnerable, so maybe we won't do that. Oh, he's already done it. Okay, well, better late than never, I suppose. I mean, Stoffel's gone straight past him. That's the difference, isn't it? That's the difference. Can Van Dorn now go and get Russ? Who's this in front? Sonoda, and then in front of him is Ricciardo for 10th. Stroll has unfortunately taken off a little bit. And, oh, no, he hasn't. There he is there, facing the wrong way. Now, Doohan's got a fault. What's he done? Oh, it's safety car. Well, that's going to end the race. So that's it. That's how the race is going to end. Alonso wins from Norris and Verstappen. And we're going to get absolutely nothing, despite the fact I'm fairly sure one car was going to get points, if not, well, maybe not both. Stroll, obviously, we didn't know he was going to crash, but yeah, it's going to be 11th and 13th. And I thought it would be a tricky race for us to get points. I thought we might nick one or two, but not to be today. So there it is. Yeah, so the fastest lap of the race was a 31.5, and Doohan did a 31.9. So, I mean, that's a pretty good lap. So yeah, that's it's just a bit of a shame, really, isn't it? We did go backwards out of the points, but it was not our track. Well, it wasn't the sort of track that suits our car. But I did kind of know that going in. But yeah, I think we were good enough for 9th and 10th at least today. I think, like I said, we got a little bit unlucky as Stoffel's stop is quickest and Doohan's is 5th. So that's very nice pit stop points and has us just 3 back of Red Bull now. So excellent work. And we get almost $1 million for our efforts there as well. And the factory refurbishment is complete. So that's very nice. And next up, it is Doohan's home race, my home race. I guess you could say the team's home race as well, the Australian Grand Prix. We will have a special livery for that one. And yeah, so we'll see. Now, this guy is available as our sporting director. I is it going to say? I mean, he's very, very good, obviously. I don't know what his contract demands are going to be. Anyway, maybe not one for this season. We'll see. Because sporting directors basically pit stops, I think, isn't it? So, yeah, we'll see. Now, did we have F3? We did not. We only had F2. So our boys weren't in action. And yeah, so that will do it for that. If you've enjoyed that, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new, of course. Yeah, what I was sort of saying there was, I think we were on the medium tire at the wrong time. What you really wanted is to go into the medium tire at the end there. Let me know what you think. Would the hard tire have worked out better? You saw the pace we had. If there hadn't been a safety car, it would have worked out okay for us, wouldn't it? But anyway, we'll never know if we could have been ahead of the Mercedes, maybe on a hard. But anyway, I'll see you in Melbourne, and yeah, hopefully we'll get points there. Take care.